Hi, my name is Heather, and today I'm going to show you how to create a plaid pattern in VectorQ. Welcome to my third video in my SVG with me series, where we're going to create a plaid pattern in VectorQ. In the follow-up video, I'll show you how to apply the pattern to a pumpkin shape. I'm in VectorQ and I'm just going to create a new drawing. And by the way, if your background is like transparent or something, you can change it by going to Edit, Dock, and here's where you can change your background. So I like to pick the solid white. First, we're going to create the plaid pattern. So under Edit, let's go to Object, and then click on the little magnet, turn on Snap to Grid, and we're going to make the grid visible. And you can just keep the pixel amount to whatever it is right now, that's fine. And although plaid might look kind of complicated, it's actually pretty simple when you break it down. So we just have two different kinds of squares. So let's grab our square tool and we're going to make sure we have square selected. So go down to Tool, Shapes, and click on the square. You don't want to have any corner on it, so make sure it's 0, because that means if you have like a rounded corner. And we're going to make a square, and since we have snap to grid, it's going to snap, and you can make it maybe like 5 by 5 or 6 by 6. You can always adjust some things later, but I'm just going to start with that. Let's go to our layers panel, and I'm just going to lock that layer. So I'm clicking the lock button, and that way we don't move it around and mess it up or anything while we're working on other stuff. Now I'm going to make my little lines that are going to be cut out of the square. For those lines, I'm also going to use the rectangle tool. I'm going to make a new layer, and I just want to make a rectangle, but as you can see, it made the square because I'm on the lock proportion. So I'm going to go up here and change it from 1 to 1. I'm going to click that so that it's off, and then I can make rectangles. So I'm just going to kind of make these stripes, and the important thing is that you want them to be exactly the same distance apart as they are thickness. So that's why I use the grid, so that you know it's perfectly proportioned like that. Once you have like a good amount of these, then you can grab your selection tool and select all of them. And I'm just going to make them a little bit taller just to be sure. We can also change the color of them just to make it easier to work with. Since our bottom square is that orange, then we can go to Appearance and just make this any other color. And then the next thing is that we're going to want to put these onto the square and cut them out of the square. We could turn these 45 degrees so that it goes like that and it cuts it out, but I actually find it easier to position everything if instead we turn the square 45 degrees. So let's go to our layers panel and lock this one that has the stripes, unlock the one with the square. I'm going to go over here under Tool Selection, and I'm going to hit this little thing that says rotate 45 degrees. I can lock that back again, unlock the one with the stripes, and I'm going to grab my stripes. Oh, and if you try to grab it when a locked layer is selected, then it's going to give you that message that says selected layer is locked. So we just have to select the layer with the pink stripes, and then I'll grab them. And now we can place them on here. And at this point, you can like make them a little bit smaller and have it fit how you want. Actually, I kind of like to not have the snapping on when I'm doing this because it can be kind of annoying when it like snaps the wrong way. So let's go over to Edit and click the magnet. I have been sometimes having the issue where VectorQ will crash when I turn the snapping off. So the fix for that was that if I turn the snap to guides on, then it seems better. I can just turn off snapping and then it's okay. I think one of the snaps have to be selected if we have snap options on or something. Anyways, that's how you can prevent that. And now we can just kind of do this however we want it. Now the thing that I've found that helps is to avoid going over the little corners here. So you want to keep those corners there. And you don't want to go like this where it'll cut it out. This looks pretty good to me, but I do want to position everything perfectly so that this is like perfectly centered over the square. But first, these need to combine into one object. So I'm just going to go up to object and I'm just going to click combine. And then now, as you can see, you can move it around and it's just one thing. So let's undo that moving around. And then I'm going to unlock the bottom layer. So they're both unlocked. And then I'm going to grab everything. And first I want to center it all just to make sure that it's perfect. I'm going to click this little center button. And now I can cut the stripes out of the square. I'm going to use this subtract front button here. So it's going to subtract the pink stripes from the orange square. So it's subtracting the object that's in the front. So I'm going to click that and there's our nice little square. Now I'm just going to rotate it back. So I'm going to do the 45-degree and now that's good. Now we can also draw our other square, which is going to be the same size and just solid. I'm going to go back to my snap and I'm going to make it snap to grid again. Grab my shape tool again and I'm going to make that perfect square. This one ended up a different color, so I'm just going to go to appearance and I'll just make a new swatch out of this pink. So I'll click this plus sign so I have a swatch there, and then that way if I click this guy I can use that swatch. And now they're the same color. I'm going to grab this guy and put him actually to the left because that's just the way my brain works. And I do want this to be perfectly lined up with that guy, but it's not working very well because the bounding box is sideways. So let's just do a little finangling here. I'm just going to go to actions, edit paths, break apart. So now each of these is like a separate little piece. And then I'm just going to combine it back again. And now it's a normal bounding box. Now that can snap to the grid and that can snap, and now they're perfectly next to each other. Now we just need to have another one of these underneath that one. So let's do actions, duplicate. And then I'm just going to drag this under here and snap it there. And then I'm going to grab all of this. So now I want this whole thing to be one object because this is what we're going to repeat over and over and over again. This is going to make the plaid design. So I'm going to combine, and then now this is one whole thing, and now I can grab this guy and go duplicate and put it next to it and duplicate again. And then I can also grab all of these and then combine. So now these are one big thing, and then I can go duplicate and put that there. And then duplicate again. And you can go even further where we're going to grab all of this, combine, and you can make it smaller. And then now we can duplicate that. So all we're doing is just repeating it and repeating it. If it's not really lining up perfectly, grab the first original one and then move that one. And then now they'll both align together. And then we go like that. And again, we can combine, and then I'll just duplicate that one. And just as much as you think you'll probably need for your pumpkin, this is done. This, as far as the pattern goes, like you can pull this into Cricut and you can just cut out a plaid pattern if you wanted to. You can overlay this over other stuff. Let's actually close this. Now this is saved, and in the next video I'll show you how to overlay the pattern over a pumpkin shape. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or as always, you can email me at heather@heathercash.com. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I know to make more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!